Keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you'll see a name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer, and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number. After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations! You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. We're coming to you live from Burr Ridge, Illinois, just outside of the Chicago area. Rob over there on the ones and twos, Chinmay in the host chair. We've done a little bit of switcheroo this week. Rob is normally on this side, but he's decided to camp out over there for today. We've made it back-to-back weeks on a Saturday with both of us here, so progress in the right direction after a month-long hiatus. First Rob was out for a couple weeks, then I was out for a couple weeks, but it's good to be back. NBA playoffs starting today, NHL playoffs starting today. We just wrapped up March Madness, but postseason action continuing. Baseball starting to heat up. Lots of great sports stuff on the docket for sports fans, and lots of great stuff in the break room for sports fans. We still got the weekend warrior, Steph Curry, not in the postseason, but available in the break room on that Warriors jersey. The greatest point guard of all time, one of the greatest NBA players of all time, surefire, first ballot Hall of Famer, available in that Weekend Warriors series. Mike Tyson on the glove, also available in that series. And 2 speed flexes, 2 custom speed flexes, still available in that Weekend Warrior, Michael Strahan and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Again, this is the Masters Weekend Warrior series. So if you don't get a headliner, there will be a golf ball in the box, and the color of that golf ball corresponds to the amount of store credit that you get back. So you could win an item in addition to some store credit back, then jump back in the Weekend Warrior and get a headliner item with that store credit that you won. The QB Mixer, QB Room, a very popular series here at UA. All quarterbacks. We still have 7 headliners left, including a couple guys that we don't see in the break room all that often. Eli Manning on a photo from the Super Bowl where the Giants ended the Patriots' unbeaten season, and the play, I believe the play, it's not the back end of the helmet catch, it's the front end of the helmet catch where Eli Manning is sort of, he's getting his jersey pulled by a defender, and he somehow escapes that and manages to just toss one up to David Tyree in one of the all-time Super Bowl moments. And Drake May on the helmet. We haven't seen a lot of Drake May in the room, and he's only going to keep getting better, and that autograph is going to keep going up in value. Those guys are available in the quarterback room. The Superstar Mixer, still 5 headliners left in 10 boxes, including Terrell Owens and Troy Aikman, a potential double up there for you guys in that Superstar Mixer. Jersey series, we knocked out a jersey in the last show. We're close on the jersey double in this show. Still have Bob Greasy, Devontae Adams, and Edgerrin James as your headliners there. Still 2 headliners in the minis. Only 6 boxes left in that minis, though. So if we knock that out, we could drop a new practice squad series that's been waiting in the wings. Champ Bailey and Devontae Smith still available in those minis. We'll go through a little bit of a rundown here and show you guys some of these items. But Rob, how was the break? And we talked about playoff basketball a lot. We both had the Thunder and the Celtics meeting in the finals. We both had the Thunder winning. But how was the break for you? And how are you gearing up for what should be a very phenomenal month and a half, 2 months here in the NBA season?
Well, I'm gearing up for the for these first 2 hours, obviously, here in the break room to make sure that we end up, doubling, quadrupling, quintupling, if that's even a phrase, our total box count from the last show. Put ourselves in good position. Chinmay briefly kind of just went through the rundown with you guys. We're actually going to see everything in the room coming up shortly. But you know what? America's not the only thing that runs on Dunkin'. Unofficially, not sponsored. We're unsullied by sponsorship here, but we are running on or at least I am on the producer set over here running on some Dunkin' today. Wonderful mango pineapple green tea refresher. So kind of like what Chinmay's about to do with the break page, going to end up refreshing that bad boy, run it down with you guys. Beyond excited. This time of the year, I think the 2 best months of the entire calendar year, October and April. Playoffs abound in both sports, or sports are starting up in either one. I'm super, super excited, man. We have a lot of great stuff in the room, and I'm already starting to see some of our regulars start to come through and put some orders in as well. So let's get it underway, man. I'm hyped.
Yeah, let's before we go through some of the rundown here and some of the items here, we got to set up the show. So we'll start with our dice roll. It was 9 for the last show. We'll see what it is this time around. It's got to be 6 or higher so that your names are randomized to the ideal effect, let's say. And we will roll here, and as random.org does its thing.
Big 10 going from Mr. Kane.
Kane is saying 10. And random is loading. It's the maintenance was scheduled to be for tomorrow, not today. So I don't know what's going on here. 4 is not going to work. After all that, it loads up and it's a 4. That's not going to work.
Womp womp.
So we got to roll again. A 7. 7 will do it. So 7 will do it for us here on the dice roll. So the dice roll for us there will be 7. As you can see, 7. The chase. We had this high roller discount in the last show. We'll leave the high roller as one of the chases, and we will give you 15% off for every spot that you buy into the high roller. 5 spots left in that last high roller crate. Emmitt Smith still there as a photoed headliner, a custom Emmitt Smith Speed Flex, one that we have not seen in the room yet. Very unique piece. We'll definitely dive into that here, but
definitely.
Let's add a chase wheel spin. Let's add one more opportunity for the folks to get a chase wheel spin going. So this is the other series that we will be chasing here in the noon show.
What's it gonna be?
And it's going to be the Weekend Warrior. We're gonna spin and land on the Weekend Warrior. So the Weekend Warrior will be the second chase of the noon show.
Only makes sense, right? We're here. It's the weekend. Time to have a good time there. And our most recent order, mind you, came from our man Alfredo Lisiotto, our wonderful Italian Giant super fan. He's brought it down to 5 in the double. So 5 in the single, 5 in the double. No reason why we can't at least do one of each of those.
All right, so we'll do 2 separate chases. We'll do a Weekend Warrior spin, and we'll do a high roller spin if those series close out. If any breaks close out in those series. For high roller, it'll just be the one break that closes out. But for Weekend Warrior, we'll see any breaks that close out. We will put you guys in a wheel spin at the end of the show. $1 to $100 spin, and the amount on that wheel will get store credit for that top spot draw. We'll take a look at this break page here, and we'll take a look at that Weekend Warrior. 4 to go in that single, 5 to go in that double.
Absolutely.
So we're seeing some movement there, as you mentioned. And I mentioned the Steph Curry jersey, and that's still available in the Mike Tyson glove. But the Speed Flexes are what we're looking at here. Michael Strahan on the custom Speed Flex, a 2-time Super Bowl champion who continues to be in the limelight as a host and an analyst. So Michael Strahan's still very relevant in pop culture, even though he's not on the football field anymore. And this helmet is pretty nice. It's got nice customization. you got a good blend of the red and blue, actually. We see a lot of Giants helmets where the blue kind of overwhelms the secondary colors that the Giants have.
Yeah.
But in this case, you're seeing a good mix of the blue and red. It looks almost like an alternate Ole Miss helmet in some sense. But
you using a college comparison?
It is Michael Strahan. It is Michael Strahan. So that's where we're at on the Strahan lid, which is still available, and Amon-Ra on the Speed Flex. It is a two-tone. You got the nice sort of Rob called it like the ice look on the bottom of the helmet, and then the classic Lions pattern at the top with the visor for Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the premier receivers in the NFL. 4 to go in that single, $97 for a spot in that single. And again, let's say we pull out a non-headliner and we pull out a white golf ball in that non-photoed headliner. That's $250 in store credit. So you're getting an item, plus you're getting $250. That essentially makes up your single spot. You're getting, $150 back in store credit. We're essentially giving you $150 along with the item that you won. Use that $150, jump right back into the Weekend Warrior, and get yourself possibly more store credit or a headliner item. So we'll see if we get more movement there. Hopefully we should be able to get at least 1 or 2 Weekend Warrior boxes out of here. And Brett Hull is a secondary headliner who is still available. And if it's Brett Hull on the Red Wings, you could double up with Steph Curry and Brett Hull among headliner hits. Now you can still double up headliner and non-headliner, but Brett Hull, if it's a Red Wings hit, again, there's also a Blues spot, so it could be Brett Hull on the Blues. But we could see a double up with Steph Curry and Brett Hull. The Superstar Mixer, we've seen some movement as well. A couple spots bought into in the quad, a spot in the single and double as well. You can double up with Terrell Owens and Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman on that rep lid. Terrell Owens on the Cowboys Authentic. Cannot confirm or deny that popcorn is included in the TO box. Cannot confirm or deny. Some suggestions have been bandied about as to how to further amplify the image of Terrell Owens. Unfortunately, the LT lid has already gone, so I can't talk about the LT lid. Yeah. But the Andre Johnson Battle Red Texans lid still available. Andre Johnson on the Authentic, Hall of Famer for the Houston Texans, one of the all-time franchise icons there, available on the Authentic. Aiden Hutchinson on the Custom Speed Flex, available. Aiden Hutchinson looking to have a monster season as the Lions try to go from worst to first in that NFC North division. Since division realignment occurred, there have only been 4 seasons where that phenomenon did not occur, where a team from last in one year did not go on to win the division the following year. Only 4 seasons where that didn't happen.
That's pretty wild to think about.
The Lions are probably the best candidate to do that among the teams that finished last in their divisions a year ago.
Yeah.
So Detroit definitely looking to get back to some of its winning ways. They lost both their coordinators last year.
Yep.
We saw that could have had an impact on some of the games that they played in. Now probably a little more stability, hopefully a little more injury luck going their way, and they could see some big improvement. Quarterback room, we are 3 to go in that quarterback room double. Like I mentioned, Drake May on the Patriots lid, Eli Manning on the photo. We still have Terry Bradshaw on that Rave Mini, Bryce Young on the jersey, Trevor Lawrence on the Clemson lid. And if you're, Trevor Lawrence on the Jags, he's been rising. He had a good season. He's looking to build year 2 with Liam Cohen. But Trevor Lawrence on Clemson, he's forever remembered, forever enshrined in college football lore, going up against Alabama as a true freshman in the national championship game, and not just winning, but demolishing that Crimson Tide team.
Yeah.
And then ran into a buzzsaw Joe Burrow LSU team in the national championship the following year. That was the first loss for Trevor Lawrence as a starter in high school and college combined. The national championship game against an all-time LSU team. as Alfredo jumps in the chat. What's up, guys? Looking for that Strahan, obviously. We know Alfredo. We're aware. We saw you jump in, and we thought, yeah, he's going for Michael Strahan. So hopefully we can deliver for you there.
Let's get him that man. Yeah, and I mean that
Eli Manning also available on the photo
in the quarterback room. Yeah,
in the QB room. So Eli Manning also a potential target there for Alfredo, and Jordan Love. My guy Jordan Love is available in the quarterback room on this rivalry helmet. I don't know how to feel about the logo. I talked about this in the earlier show. I don't know how to feel about this logo. I may feel differently when I open it up and see it in person. This logo is a little questionable to me, but the helmet looks nice. I don't really have issues with the helmet.
Have you happened to see the Titans also new rivalry? Actually, funny, very similar design to the Packers one because it has that cream-based color just like that. Did you happen to see that Warren Moon Titans?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
So think of it as like that because you can't see it on that right there, on that PNG graphic we have for the Jordan Love, but on the backside, kind of like how it had that old like 70s jazz lettering for the Titans, it has the same thing for the Packers on that. Okay. So
we'll see. It's better than the other retro scheme that they had a while back with like the all gold helmets and the blue and brown jerseys and pants.
Okay, I vaguely remember. How did you like the turn of the century, like really, really old look? Wasn't that this past year that they had that?
They did it. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not a fan. I'm not
a huge fan.
I'm not a fan either. It's okay.
Mostly because like the Packers' main color scheme is so clean that I usually don't think they don't lend themselves well to alternate uniforms like the Bengals or Dolphins or Chargers or Jags do, right? Like the Packers classic is timeless. That being said, it could be interesting to see like a yellow Packers jersey with like the white helmet or something. So maybe they could, or maybe like a green helmet. I don't know. We'll see if the Packers can come up with some better color schemes there. But QB room, 7 headliners still in 16 boxes, and even if you don't get a headliner, all the boxes have quarterbacks. So they're all quarterbacks in that QB room mixer. High roller, 1 to go. We talked about it's a crate, so it'll have the headliner plus 2 authentics, and the headliner remaining is this custom Emmitt Smith. You got Emmitt Smith 22 on the back in what I like to call horror movie letters, but it looks really nice. Very, very well done on the customization there. You got the visor, but the cool part really is the 3 Super Bowls are noted on this sweet spot in that Speed Flex. It is one of a kind for sure for Emmitt Smith, more than worth the $491 price point. By the way, we are giving 15% off on that $491 if you buy in. Yeah. So if you buy into that spot, we will give you 15% off in-store credit. And that's, the Chase wheel spin is only if the break closes. The discount is occurring regardless of whether the break closes or not. So you buy a spot, you're getting that discount no matter what.
And a huge shout out to our guy, Michael Curry, who ended up bringing that bad boy down to 5 where it currently sits at. And again, we're not talking about, and by the way, we do have a Cowboys fan who has awoken the cowgirl, as I like to call her, Jilly Bean, Jill Labovitz, getting a couple of spots in the Weekend Warrior.
Okay.
As that's slowly starting to trickle down, 3 in the single, 4 in the double. But her being the big Cowboys fan that she is, that custom Emmitt Smith. And again, you and I have put in some time here now, some service time here at Ultimate Autographs. That, in my opinion, bar none, is the nicest looking Emmitt Smith custom that I have seen. And I kind of want to pivot in talking about customs, Chinmay, from the high roller to actually the Weekend Warrior I was just talking about. So the Weekend Warrior with what we were referring to, right? We already have a custom in there in Michael Strahan and the Speed Flex with Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I'm just going to hint this at you for you folks out there. Because again, we have 9 boxes. Look, Chinmay and I, and plus a lot of you regulars have seen before, 9 boxes is nothing for at least a 2-hour program here at UA. We can breeze through that easily, especially if we get hot on the Weekend Warrior here. I am looking at right now the next upcoming Weekend Warrior that we can drop. Not going to tell you who it is unless we start breaking some boxes in the Weekend Warrior. But to just sprinkle this for you guys, we have 5 custom Speed Flexes in the Weekend Warrior coming up next. So again, if custom speed flexes are your thing, 5 of those. And I'll tell you this right now, one of them is a triple signed, and a lot of Hall of Famers throughout those customs. So,
well, more incentive to drop
exactly
the next Weekend Warrior once we knock out the remaining 9 boxes here. But yeah, as Rob mentioned, 3 to go in that single, 4 to go in that double. We should definitely make some progress on those. In the jerseys, 3 to go in that double box jersey still.
Not
Again,
anymore. Not anymore.
Oh, not anymore.
As you said that, Chris Kohler actually just closed it out. So there
all right, so we will have that jersey double coming up here.
Thank you,
shout out to Chris for doing that right as I said. Well, right as I said that about the jerseys. But yeah, we will knock out that jersey double coming up here.
There you go. She said, yeah, this cowgirl has 3 custom Emmitt Smith speed flexes.
Yeah.
I do love that helmet, though. So, okay, Jill, you know what?
Fair enough, but could be a good trade item, right?
Again, currency is always great.
Could
you know
be a
what,
great
Jill?
trade item.
Just because Jill kicks so much serious butt here in the break room, I will tell you this, Jill. The upcoming Weekend Warrior does have 2 photoed headliners that are Dallas Cowboys that are not Emmitt Smith.
Okay.
That are not Emmitt Smith.
Okay.
So, just a little bit more incentive.
Yeah, Jill, you might want to hop into that Superstar series for T.O. on the Cowboys lid.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman on that rep. We don't get a lot of Troy, but T.O. on that Cowboys lid. Because T.O., I've seen T.O. on the 49ers. I've seen T.O. on the Eagles. I've seen T.O. on the Cowboys. So T.O. can span a lot of different fan bases when it comes to potential trade currency there.
Yep. That's a great way to look at the room. Definitely, I hopped into the Weekend
just
Warrior.
traded for the same T.O.
She's throwing a counter for every single one that we have.
It's not just a counter. It's more of like we can keep track. We know what to look for.
Exactly. That is ready for you.
Cool.
First break, and again, within the first 30-minute marker here, just about 22 or so minutes in. A lot quicker than what happened in the morning show. So thank you guys.
Yeah. So Chris Kohler, Richard Kane, Christopher Hart. Let me know jersey double number. This is number 5. Jersey double number 3. Jersey double number 3. Give me 2 box numbers. So jersey double number 3. Give me 2 box numbers. Christopher Hart, Chris Kohler, and Richard Kane. And Richard saying 14 and 31. And as I put these names in the randomizer, let me see. We do have 14 and we do have 31. Both are available, so thank you for that, Richard. We will knock those out for you here.
Real quick, I got you. I'll grab those for you because this is going to be our last double.
Okay, last double in the jerseys. Last double in the jerseys.
Yep.
And we will go to the randomizer here 7 times around as per our dice roll for this show.
Just want to make sure that it is 0. Okay, it should be 0. Okay, good.
Chris Kohler has got the entire NFC as well as the AFC North. So Chris Kohler has got any NFC item as well as the AFC North. Richard Kane, you've got the AFC East and the AFC West, and then Christopher Hart is in the AFC South. Good luck, everybody. Jersey double, number 3, box 14 to start things out here on our noon show.
Paul Konerko action. Little 14.
Oh, not a headliner, but a guy who Chicago Bears fans are very, very familiar with.
Okay.
And maybe you could potentially hoodwink somebody into thinking he's related to a famous pop star. It's DeAndre Swift on the Chicago Bears jersey.
Nice.
That is going to be an NFC North hit, and that is going to go to Chris Kohler. DeAndre Swift looking for yet another big season with the Chicago Bears as they try to build on that playoff win. We saw the Bears with Swift and Monangai. Swift and Kyle Monangai had one of the best closes to a regular season running the football as we've seen in a long time. And in the NFL now, you don't really see that workhorse back as much. You see these tandems, and the Chicago Bears they believe they have a really great tandem with DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai. So Chris Kohler, you've got DeAndre Swift on the Chicago Bears heading your way.
Yeah, one of the most underrated sleeper late-round picks that was made by Ryan Poles, the Chicago Bears general manager last year. I believe he was either a fifth round. I think he was a seventh round pick.
Yeah, Monangai was a seventh-round pick.
Yeah. So, and again, kind of coinciding when you were talking about the Detroit Lions earlier, when you were talking about them going from potentially last to first this year. Again, all NFC North teams on paper look like that's possible. How about the offensive coordinator that became the first-year head coach? A guy that absolutely loves running the football. He did that in Detroit. Of course, having David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs certainly helped.
Yeah.
But again, he curated a great running attack offense, and it was a huge reason why the Bears won the North this past year.
Yeah. All right, one more box coming up here. Double break in the jerseys. Box 31. We'll see if Chris can double up in the NFC North, or if he doubles up in a different way, or if somebody else can get in on the action. Well, Chris is going to double up. Oh. He's not going to double up in the NFC North, although this player did once play in the NFC North. It's Davante Adams on the Rams merch. Davante Adams on the Rams. That is also going to Chris Kohler. Well done, Chris. Closing out the break and getting both items here. DeAndre Swift and Davante Adams headed Chris's way. Davante Adams, once again, leading the league in touchdown receptions. Rams trying to get to that Super Bowl. Davante Adams knows all about playing in the NFC North. Played for a long time for the Packers. We questioned if he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He will be a Hall of Famer. What team is he going to go in with? He's going to go in with the Packers. He's going to go in with the Raiders. He's going to go in with, well, he's probably not going to go in with the Raiders.
The Jets.
But is he going to go in with the Rams? What's going to happen with Davante Adams? If they win a Super Bowl, he's probably going to go in with the Rams. As much as I hate to admit that, he probably would go in with the Rams if they win a Super Bowl in LA. But congratulations, Chris. Davante Adams, the future Hall of Famer, heading your way on the Rams jersey.
And this could be a great sign of things to come for those that are out there browsing the webpage. We got 14 people tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Chinmay and Rob with you guys. Chris came in, swooped in. We had those last three spots, and I said at the top of the show, very surprised that it did not actually turn into a pre-fill in between shows. And Chris came in, swept the leg, got the last three spots, and he got both winners, and of course one of them being a big-time photo headliner, 8th all-time in receiving touchdowns. That is a great food for thought question, though. As of right now, I would have to assume it's the Green Bay Packers. I would say he had his best seasons, of course, with Green Bay. And of course, I know you in your heart can only see him in the green and yellow. So as of right now, we have Bob Greasy and Bob Greasy and who's the
Edgerrin
other?
James. So Bob Greasy and Edgerrin James, the headliners left in that jersey series. And again, if we knock out this jersey series, only 5 boxes left. If we knock out this jersey series, we can drop a brand new jersey series in this show with brand new headliners for you guys. 8 spots to go in that quad, 6 spots to go in that single. So work to be done there, but it is possible that we see a new jersey series potentially at some point in this show or some point today. Weekend Warrior still kind of inching its way. 3 to go in that single, 4 to go in that double.
He did it to you again.
Oh, man.
Chris Kohler did it twice.
Oh, man.
As soon as, I'm like, of course they're going to go to the Weekend Warrior first. He just closed out the single
All right.
also.
Okay. All right.
Spots.
So we will do that Weekend Warrior single.
How about that?
Thank you, Chris. I'm just going to keep saying that for every series now. And I'll just let Chris close out the series when he... once I start saying that.
Yeah, he's doing his best Mariano impersonation over there, putting on the cleats. Awesome job there. This will be the...
All right, so this will be the Weekend Warrior single. So we will have a Weekend Warrior chase wheel spin for sure in the show because we did have a Weekend Warrior break.
Way to go, guys. And shockingly, only the second single. And again, this is dating back to last Saturday morning with Chinmay and I at 9 o'clock. So... Again,
a lot of doubles last weekend, a couple quads as well in the Weekend Warrior. So, not a whole lot of singles because you get that headline, the headliner possibilities to double up because the divisions are so different. than your standard breaks.
Exactly.
It helps to double up and quad up.
Now, if you were playing in this series, which headliner would you like to see come out in this Weekend Warrior?
Obviously, I love the speed flexes, but I want to see that Steph jersey.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see that Steph jersey. I've seen a few Steph jerseys in my time here. I want to see Steph, and there should be some interesting. There might be some interesting headline. I kind of want to see if that France item is still there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I know he had a Steph Curry stat jersey go yesterday,
Okay.
so hopefully it can be a little bit of Beetlejuicing going on.
So Weekend Warrior single number 2. Give me a box number. So Joyce Moffo, Jose Garza, Matthew Davis, Richard Kane, Jill Labovitz, and Chris Kohler. And I see Richard's wheel just before Jill's 20. Do you see the same on your end? Do you see Richard's wheel before Jill's 20?
By a whole millisecond.
Yeah, by
yes.
2 milliseconds, I see the wheel.
Rich.
So we will go to the wheel. So we are looking at the 1 through 30 wheel here. 1 through 30 on the wheel.
I almost
Ninja finger.
Yep. Ninja finger. Yeah.
1 through 30. So here we go.
It's an accomplishment beating out Jill for that. It's very hard to do.
Wheel says 8, the Kobe Bryant number, and the Weekend Warrior actually.
Let's see.
This is interesting because I don't. Okay, Weekend Warrior. There we go. It actually wasn't on the ticker.
Separate tab.
Yeah, it was a separate tab. So I'll put this on the ticker. Actually, I don't see 8.
You want a ticker check? Or
I think I'm okay. 4, 5. 9 through 11, 18, 24, 28.
We have 13 and 14 as well.
We have 13 and 14 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rob. Okay.
So Rob with 9 then.
Yeah. Richard called wheel because he couldn't see the ticker. That makes a whole lot of sense. 20 wouldn't have been a valid box call anyway because it's not available. But we'll stick with the wheel, and it was 8, so we'll go with 9, the next closest number. So that's what we'll roll with. The ticker should be updated, so subsequent Weekend Warriors that we do, the ticker should be updated for you guys. List of names is there in random.org. We'll randomize 7 times around. Here we go. That's the list, and I am just going to read off the teams that y'all have in order there. So, Chris Kohler, you've got anything that's 49ers, White Sox, League of Their Own, Bills, Golf, and Atlanta Hawks. San Francisco Giants, Boxing, and Hornets. So, Chris is in that Mike Tyson spot. Richard, you've got Broncos, WWE, and Blues, potentially in that Brett Hall spot. Joyce Moffo's got the Lions, Rangers, Cubs, and Major League. She's in that Amon-Ra spot. Jose Garza, Yankees, Magic, Happy Gilmore, and Bullets. Oh, the Happy Gilmore item is actually potentially what I would want to see. Jill Labovitz has got Giants, Tigers, Music, and France. So she's in that Michael Strahan spot.
Yep.
And Matthew Davis has got Warriors, Red Wings, Mets, Marlins. He's in that Steph Curry spot. Could also be the Brett Hall spot if Brett Hall is on the Red Wings. So box number 9 in the Weekend Warrior. Here we go. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, good luck. Jill said, let's see that Strahan. I'm sure something that you never said, Jill, when watching Strahan play when he was in the NFL. But now, times have changed.
Well, it is a helmet.
Oh.
I can tell you that. It is going to be a helmet.
Oh, that's a good first step.
It's going to be a helmet. It's going to be a headliner hit.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Jill, it's not the speed flex that you're looking for. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown on the custom Lions speed flex. That is going to be Joyce Moffo hit Amon-Ra St. Brown on the custom Detroit Lions speed flex. Congratulations, Joyce.
Way to go, Joyce. Awesome, awesome hits. Outside of his rookie season, Chinmay, where he just barely missed a 1,000-yard rookie campaign, he's done it. He's cleared it easily, that 4-digit mark, ever since over the last 4 years. To me, he's the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL. You talked about the two-tone custom lid for him. That's an amazing, amazing lid. And guys, this is exactly why you play here at Ultimate Autographs. Joyce had one spot, $97 just got her a custom Speed Flex. I'm gonna do a little bit of Price is Right shopping.
Yeah, that's gonna be a nice chunk of change there for Joyce.
Great currency.
And Amon-Ra, one more thing as we talk about the NFL, and the NFL draft is coming up in a couple weeks. Amon-Ra has kind of been part of a sneaky good USC receiver pipeline that has come through over the last few seasons. Amon-Ra very much a part of that. We had Juju Smith-Schuster, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London, now Makai Lemon potentially adding to that here in this upcoming draft. So Amon-Ra, part of a nice little USC pipeline that's been generated on the wide receiver front.
Absolutely.
Great hit for Joyce here in the Weekend Warrior.
Way to go, Joyce. Awesome stuff. So even with that Amon-Ra being off the board, Mike Tyson, Michael Strahan, Steph Curry, and Brett Hull. Hey, look at that. 4 different sports, 4 different headliners. Love to see it. Whole lot of versatility there still in the Weekend Warrior. Now, I am looking at a different custom here. It's the only one that I could find right off the bat here. Actually, maybe this one might be a little bit better. Okay, this one is much more in the ballpark. So this is an Amon-Ra St. Brown. This has got a Beckett cert as well. So this is certified off of eBay. Different design pattern, but it's on a standard Detroit Lions Speed Flex like this one is. It's going for $1,300 right now on eBay.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a pretty good ballpark estimate.
Yeah. I think that's about right. I think that's about right for customized Speed Flexes. Maybe a little bit less, we'll see, because this is more of the classic than the custom, but it's got the visor and it's a Speed Flex. So I would say right about $1,200, $1,300 is probably a good price point there. We are 4 to go in that Weekend Warrior double. So that Weekend Warrior double, still 4 to go. We are 6 to go in the Superstar single and the Superstar quad. So again, if you're interested in that Superstar series, the single and the quad most likely to close there. Terrell Owens, Andre Johnson, Aiden Hutchinson. Maybe Hutch can join his Lions teammate out here on the table if we knock out one of those Superstar breaks. 3 to go in that QB room double. It's been that way for a little bit, but again, Eli Manning, Drake May, guys that we don't see in the break room all that often, if we ever really do. I've only seen a couple of Eli Mannings in my time here.
Very few and far between.
And I think this is only the second time that I've seen Drake May. So these guys don't come around that often, so get them while you can. Terry Bradshaw, Jordan Love, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, and Dan Fouts listed as the other headliners in this series. But again, everyone's a quarterback in this series. And the quarterback's the most prominent position, the most well-known, best autograph values in terms of positions. Scooter saying, good afternoon, gentlemen. Boys won their soccer game to 6-1. Congratulations.
There you go, Foogie. Shout out to the youth.
I won a decent amount of soccer games in my youth playing days.
Okay.
Don't quite remember a 6-1 scoreline happening though.
What's the top? You got any top trophies on the mantle at all at home?
No. So a lot of his oldest son scored today too. So congratulations. That's always a great moment when you get that goal. Does he have a celebration? Does he have a goal celebration that he whips out?
I always
like the Cristiano Ronaldo, or the like listening to the crowd, pump up the crowd.
What was yours?
I had like a run, jump in the air, fist pump type of deal.
I like that. Yeah. You know what I kind of remember?
Super more casual, but excited.
Did you ever play Mario Super Strikers as a kid? The Mario soccer game. It was really popular. Okay, because that was actually a really popular celebration for those. Because for me, there was a clear divide in my neighborhood growing up. There was either baseball players or there were soccer players in my neighborhood. So
Nice.
I fell on the baseball side of things.
Points to me on the sideline as one of his coaches. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
All right, yeah, that's not
valid.
bad. That's not
valid.
bad.
Yeah.
You're pointing at you're pointing at the sidelines. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think
Thanks, Pops.
I think there's very few kids who have not played some fashion of organized soccer at some point in their lives.
Yeah.
Very few.
Yeah,
Very
no, for
few.
sure. And
So
yeah.
like even little peewee soccer, like at some point you've played organized soccer, I think.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And look, even for me, a guy that's not, I'm not going to say anti-soccer, it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Even I dabbled in it, not recreationally, but, you know, even with your friends, you know, a big open field like that. Like my childhood, I'm sure you can attest to this as well. Like I was from the morning on weekends when the sun rose until the sun set, I was out all day and night. So like, you know, so speaking on that, bro, like, yeah, we were always doing stuff like that. That was probably the number one thing that we did. Again, basketball, football, baseball, but soccer for sure. That'll make you sweat. That'll make you. That'll make you.
FIFA World Cup going to be in the United States as part of three countries hosting: Canada, U.S., Mexico hosting the FIFA World Cup this summer. Should be very exciting.
It's gonna be in June, right?
It's going to start in June. And then it'll end in July. We've seen a decent amount of soccer merch come through the UA doors here. Erling Haaland, a decent amount of Erling Haaland merch. We've seen Lionel Messi. We've seen Cristiano Ronaldo. In this Weekend Warrior, there's a France soccer team hit hiding out, potentially, if it's still available. So we'll see who that is. But we could have potentially a World Cup series here in the UA break room ahead of that massive event. But once again, Joyce, congratulations on Amon-Ra St. Brown, that custom Speed Flex coming out in the Weekend Warrior. Michael Strahan still available, though, as a custom lid in that Weekend Warrior, as well as that Steph Curry jersey. Mike Tyson on the boxing glove. Brett Hull on what I assume will be a helmet, but could potentially be a puck in the hockey. And if you don't get a headliner, well, you still get those golf balls for store credit. That could still help you out in some other series. So we're 2 to go in that QB room double now. We're still 5 to go in that. High roller, and again, that high roller, 15% off of each spot that you buy, and it'll be a separate chase wheel spin if we do get that high roller closed out. Haven't seen much action in the minis. Only 2 headliners, but only 6 boxes left. So if we knock out the mini series, we could get a brand new mini series in the room with brand new headliners. Devontae Smith and Champ Bailey, the only headliners. But Devontae Smith, I just want to show this helmet because Devontae Smith could be, by this time in a couple weeks, could be the number 1 wide receiver on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
And this Devontae Smith mini is nice. Have not seen the white minis all too often on the Eagles. And Devontae Smith had a very solid season this year, despite the Eagles' passing offense not quite clicking. Sean Mannion coming in now from Green Bay to kind of uplift that Eagles offense, elevate Jalen Hurts. Devontae Smith surely going to be a big part of that and could be the number 1 wide receiver on the Philadelphia Eagles. Not to mention, he was a Heisman Trophy winner in college, so does have some value built in.
Brought Dontavian Wicks with him, too.
But could elevate even further in that Eagles hierarchy. Yeah, Dontavian Wicks, the Eagles picked him up. I can't say I'm disappointed with that trade. Was not the biggest Dontavian Wicks fan. Thought it was good value for the Packers to get some draft picks. I will say, I was looking at this yesterday because my friends and I were talking about wide receivers in the draft class and whatnot.
Yep.
And we talk about like draft value. We talk about autograph item value. There's draft value as well, right? Like,
for sure.
Guys being picked in later rounds and whatnot. And I kind of think about this point, right? Like, you can say, like, I like this guy, wouldn't use a first-round pick on him. Or I like this guy a lot, wouldn't use a top 5 pick on him. Dontavian Wicks was taken, I believe, 5 or 6 spots ahead of Puka Nacua in that draft. Puka Nacua was a 5th-round pick. if the Rams thought he was going to be as good as he ended up being, they wouldn't have waited until the 5th round.
Would have picked him 5 rounds sooner.
Yeah. The point of that is like when you're ranking receivers, like whether you would have taken Puka Nacua in the 1st round or not, he still ends up being one of the best receivers in the class.
For sure.
So where I say with receivers and running backs, like, yeah, you may not use a high draft pick on them, but when you're still ranking these guys, you still got to rank them 1, even if you wouldn't use a high pick on them because you still think they're the best in the class. Puka would fall into that case of like amazing value for the 5th round, obviously, but he would still be one of the best receivers in the class had he been taken in the 2nd round, right? Like,
yeah,
that,
no doubt.
that value or that talent still exists. Puka Nacua, not in the break room currently, but we've seen him a decent amount here at UA. So Puka could be coming through. Could be coming through soon. He's probably not signing things currently, but
if you know, you know.
But we could see some Puka merch come through as the NFL season starts to ramp up and training camp starts to get going.
Yeah, and going back to your point about Devonta Smith, how this conversation transpired in the minis, great minis again. By the way, guys, if we close out those minis at any point, the practice squad's getting lonely, man. Practice squad's been sitting back there for a little while, accumulating some dust. Bring out the spring cleaning supplies and bring that practice squad into the room. When it comes to Devonta Smith and AJ Brown and the whole debacle that happened last year, the Eagles might be the most discombobulated 11-win team that I've seen in quite some time. Again, sports, a lot of the times, it doesn't just come down to the talent on the field. It comes down to, as the kids like to say these days, the vibes.
Vibes matter.
Being a body language doctor, the more and more that I've watched sports over the years, chemistry matters so much to where it's like, the talent, everybody's an all-world athlete, especially in the NFL at the highest level, especially in a do-or-die, go-home playoff type of games, or hell, games are played once a week, right? Yeah. So it's like everything is on the margins. They call it a game of inches. Yeah. So something as far as team chemistry, team camaraderie, it really goes a long way. So let's say hypothetically, right, that AJ Brown, that marriage is over in Philadelphia. Where do you see him being suited as his best fit overall?
Yeah, so there's teams that could trade for AJ Brown with cap situations and whatnot, and his best fit. His best fit, obviously, he wants to be a number 1 guy. He wants to get the ball a lot. Ball gets thrown down the field. Explosive offenses. My dream fit, that I want to see happen. I mean, why not the Kansas City Chiefs?
Wow.
They need a true number 1 receiver. Why not the Kansas City Chiefs? AJ Brown, again, mercurial talent, potentially has some issues with expressing his frustrations in a healthy way, but the talent is there, and the Chiefs need to get back to doing what they did to get to those Super Bowls and win those Super Bowls. So we'll see if the Chiefs go all in. I think there's a lot of smoke trending towards the New England Patriots because of his connection with Mike Vrabel from their Tennessee days. So that's obviously a natural point that people will make. I don't think the Eagles want to trade him within the division. I certainly don't think the Eagles want to trade him within the conference. So I think the AFC makes the most sense. Another team that I think sneakily could be in the AJ Brown mix is the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah. They did just spend a lot of money on Daniel Jones. They did just spend a lot of money on Alec Pierce.
Traded Michael Pittman.
They lost Michael Pittman Jr., and they do need kind of a more true number 1 threat. Now, whether they address that in the draft or through a trade or something, we don't know. But AJ Brown, a sneaky fit for the Colts, could be a good change of scenery for him.
2 great picks. I love the logic behind it. And because I love your logic behind it, I'm going to push back. Only because the only point saying trade it within the conference, within the division, I agree with you 100%. Both teams that could definitely use upgrades at the wide receiver spot. Even though with Kansas City, I do wholeheartedly believe in Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and I think the addition of Kenneth Walker is just going to be. I mean, we have not seen an elite level running back in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Really haven't seen. We've seen flashes of guys like, Damian Williams, Isaiah Pacheco before. Unfortunately, he got injured. Hopefully, he can bounce back with this team right here in front of you with Detroit this year. But for me, I'm going to stay in the conference, and I'm actually going to stay in the division of both these conferences.
Okay.
Now, I think the dream fit for him, Mike Evans is in San Francisco. They need a number one. Yeah. Tampa Bay, I think, is a great fit.
Yeah,
Tampa
Bay would be a great fit.
You want to talk about a guy that can get him the ball downfield when he's healthy? It's a damn shame what happened in Tampa Bay and all their litany of injuries, especially Baker Mayfield. Played through a shoulder injury down the stretch last year. Baker, tough as nails, a guy that everyone respects as the leader on that team. A.J. Brown, I feel like, again, Todd Bowles, very well-respected coach as well. If Todd Bowles wasn't respected, right, they completely collapsed the last 2 months of the year. He would have been gone.
Oh, yeah, would have been gone.
He would have been gone if he wasn't well respected inside of the organization. So between that and then I'm going to stay in the division as my sleeper pick. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. As an ascending team, they have the cap space. I know they spent money on the defense as well. Kind of like your point talking about the Colts spending money in free agency. Yeah. But for the, again, Tedero McMillan, absolute grand slam of a pick. He is a huge reason why Carolina's offense started to ascend, and they established a good running game. Hopefully Jonathan Brooks is finally healthy, recovering from an ACL tear. Again, we'll see what the rest of their backfield ends up producing this year. Chuba Hubbard's hopefully healthy. But again, Tedero McMillan on one side. Jalen Coker absolutely broke out in his first ever playoff game.
He was solid.
Xavier Legette, a respectable option, a young ascending guy. But you need an established veteran number one guy
to take that next step.
Exactly. So, I mean, you put Tedero and McMillan as your two where he's not always relied upon. You're not going to have a second-year wide receiver having the number one defensive back on him every given Sunday. That is going to open up the offense tremendously for Bryce Young. And again, maybe having A.J. Brown go downfield, or deeper over the field, maybe we start to see Bryce Young expand his, his depth of throwing. So I think that would be a cool fit as well.
It's also a thing where simply having A.J. Brown and having that threat would open up a lot of other sort of shorter intermediate throws for Bryce Young and take a little bit of pressure off him as well. So, I like both those picks, and I think, it'll be a nice little saga to follow here as draft season heats up and we get ahead of the NFL draft, which is, I believe, in 2 weeks. But I could be wrong. It might actually be next week.
Well, while you're
the NFL draft is coming up this Thursday. So this Thursday will be the first round. Thursday will be the first round. Friday will be the second and third round, and then Saturday will be sort of the hidden gems round, as we say. It'll be headliner round, secondary headliner round, and the hidden gems round. If we wanted to put it in UA terms for the NFL draft. But that'll be coming up on Thursday, the first round of the NFL draft.
Well, Chinmay, one of the guys that we were talking about just now in terms of a fit for A.J. Brown, Bryce Young, let's see if he pops out in the quarterback room. Ryan Noonan closed out the double.
Okay, we'll do a quarterback double. Sounds good. We'll have that coming up in the QB room double.
Thank you, Noonan.
Appreciate you guys closing that out. So Kane DeForest, Karen Reagan, Jackie Goodell, Christopher Gunsieski. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. Chris Kohler and Ryan Noonan. QB room double number one. The first double that we've done in the QB room, surprisingly. QB double number one. Give me 2 box numbers. So 2 box numbers for the QB room if you are in that break. Again, Kane, Karen, Jackie, Christopher, Chris, and Ryan. 2 box numbers. And Ryan on cue saying 14 and 28. We do have 14 and we do have 28. Thank you very much. Update the ticker there. And we'll move Amon-Ra here to the side. Going to the randomizer here. Randomize your names 7 times around as per the dice roll in this show. Christopher, you've got both the NFC North and the NFC South at the top of this break. Ryan, you've got the NFC East as well as the AFC South. Kane has got the NFC West. Karen's got the AFC North. Chris Kohler, the AFC East. And Jackie Goodell, the AFC West. QB room double. We start out with box 14. Here we go. Good luck to all of you. QB room double number 1, box 14. Looks like it's going to be a mini here.
Okay.
See what's in this mini. We know it'll be a quarterback. And it'll be a headliner hit. It's Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah.
On the Rave mini. That is going to be an AFC North hit. And that is going to go to Karen Reagan. Karen, congratulations. Terry Bradshaw on the Rave mini headed your way.
Yeah, the original TB12. Everybody's talking about this whole steel curtain thing. How about Terry Bradshaw, man? A guy who was truthfully an originator of the downfield pass concept that is obviously now utilized and popularized in the NFL today. Terry Bradshaw, one of the first quarterbacks to really institute that and use that with regularity. And again, Terry Bradshaw, a lot of people, especially the last number of decades, familiarized him with his work on Fox. And rightfully so. He's one of the best personalities in the game. And Terry Bradshaw, an absolute legend in the game of football. And a legend here in the break room, the Rave Mini. And again, we talk about the penmanship. I truthfully do not believe outside of maybe Jerome Bettis, another Steeler that we get a lot. Maybe guys like Charles Haley. I mean, he's on the short list of best signatures we got.
It's a short list.
Yeah.
It's a short list for sure. And let's try to zoom in a little bit. But yeah, that's a nice auto. And you know who it is too.
Can't mistake that. What's going on, Caroline? So just giving you a heads up, we do not ship on the weekends, but we do ship orders. Let's say if, whatever your order was that ended up winning. Let's say if it was one yesterday on Friday, it would get shipped out first thing Monday morning. Yeah. And then with everything that we have here at Ultimate Autographs, we have two things. One, free shipping, and two, we also add a tracker that's a part of every single order to obviously give you up-to-date information on your order.
We do have one more box in this break. Gonna be box 28.
Let's go back to back. Get those headliners.
We'll see if it's another headliner or if it's a hidden gem here in the QB room. Oh boy. Oh boy.
What's
in the box? Is pretty much empty. I say pretty much because we're going headliner. There's a piece of paper that says an Eli Manning autographed framed photo is headed your way.
Noonan.
Ryan Noonan, the closer magic, hits with Eli Manning photo. And Rob is gonna try to see what the deal is here.
So I'm gonna tell you what's not gonna happen here. I am not taking off the bubble wrap.
Yeah, don't take off the bubble wrap.
I am keeping this in the condition it's currently in, and here's the reason why we do this, guys. So
we're gonna move it to just chatting here so that you guys can kind of see it. I'm gonna try to angle it in a way that the light is a little less, glaring there.
So here's Eli, kind of. So again, this is a 16 by 20 photo. You can see. Like, can try to get
adjust the bubble wrap a little bit.
You can see where the jersey's getting torn apart there. So the reason we're keeping it in this ride for you is because if you've ever ordered anything through any level of packaging, like a big item, we want to make sure it doesn't get damaged, obviously. Yeah. So we're not going to mess with any of this. Please
Alfredo says he has the same one.
He has the same one, so there you go. So Alfredo can show you some pics, knows what it looks like. But Noonan, congratulations, my friend. So keep it up here.
We'll leave it up here.
Oh, we'll definitely keep it up here.
We'll leave it up here. Eli Manning, of course, part of that iconic Giants team that went on to defeat the Patriots in the Super Bowl and end the run to that perfect season for New England. And this photo is the front end of the famous helmet catch.
Yes.
Eli Manning breaking out of a few tackles to throw the ball up to David Tyree, who ended up bringing it down with the helmet catch, part of an instrumental drive there for the New York Giants. So, Ryan, congratulations on your Eli Manning photo.
And you know what? Just like Eli Manning in that 2007 Super Bowl, Noonan called a shot. He called his shot, called box 28.
Yep.
That's the one right there. Awesome stuff there. Rye guy. Ingram should be close to his points on his clanking free throws in the first quarter. Yeah, that's been the Raptors thing here in this first quarter, but really great game so far in the first half. Hopefully you guys, as you should have, Ultimate Autographs up as the first thing you're watching, but we're getting close to halfway through the second quarter. Cleveland with a 2-point lead in this one so far. So, but yeah. Really awesome start though, man. Look at all the headliners: Amon-Ra, Eli Manning, Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, and that's just the headliners that are on the table. We also had Terry Bradshaw in the minis in the QB room just now, and we also had Devontae Adams in the jerseys that was pulled.
Yeah.
So where are we heading to next, guys? As we just cross that 1 o'clock hour, we enter into the second hour of this show. Again, we will go until 2 p.m. We could go a little bit later if you guys are hanging with us and then continuing to break items. So we will honor any breaks that happen even after 2 p.m. if we're still on and moving and grooving here. Weekend Warrior. I believe we are 3 to go in that Weekend Warrior double, 5 to go in that Weekend Warrior single. And again, Amon-Ra St. Brown came out of that first Weekend Warrior box that we did in this show. We still got Michael Strahan. You still got Mike Tyson. You still got Brett Hull. And you still got Steph Curry available in that Weekend Warrior. 4 headliners and 8 boxes. And the non-headliners, well, they have a golf ball with some UA store credit headed your way.
Damn
so,
right.
Even if you don't get a headliner, you could still get some store credit going back your way in the Weekend Warrior. Superstar Quad is 6 to go still. Superstar Single, 6 to go still. So haven't seen much movement there. We are 5 to go in that high roller. We're 3 to go in that jersey single, so that's also close to closing there. So we should definitely get that jersey single out of the way. We should definitely get that Weekend Warrior double out of the way, and maybe we can reassess once we knock out those breaks. But we should definitely be doing those breaks here coming up in this second hour of our noon show.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And again, we're moving really well on a lot of different fronts, as Chinmay just alluded to. Again, for me personally, again, that single and double in the Weekend Warrior, I think that's bound to happen. 5 in that single, 3 to go in that double. And let's say if that does happen, at bare minimum, we'd be down to 5 boxes after those 2 breaks. And again, the light is going to be at the end of the proverbial tunnel there. So, and let's say even after the single and double goes, and for whatever reason, the hidden gems, all 3 of those appear, then that would end up bringing us down to 4 headliners and 5 boxes. So again, we got some great possibilities here. And again, Chinmay talked about this in the last show in that Weekend Warrior. If Brett Hull is on a Detroit Red Wing, that could double up with Steph Curry.
It could double up with Steph Curry. So
it's a possibility.
Possibility there for a double up as well. Weekend Warrior also part of that Chase wheel spin. And we will have at least one wheel spin we will have the wheel spin for sure because we did get 1 break done. So we will have the wheel spin no matter what. But you want to get more names in the wheel spin, get into that double, because that double closes. Everyone who's in that break gets their name in the wheel spin twice because it's a double box break. So you want to get in that wheel spin, get into that Weekend Warrior double. Again, only 3 spots to go. That Michael Strahan Speed Flex is still available, along with some other awesome headliner hits.
Yep, definitely. So again, where are we planning on moving towards next? Is the real question. If anybody on a Saturday, also by the way, today, what are the plans looking like for you guys today? Again, if this is your first time browsing through Ultimate Autographs, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, how did you hear about us? We've been a company for over 14 years. As Common always likes to say, this is nobody's basement. Make no mistake about it, this would be a lovely basement if that was the case. We've been doing live breaks for 6 years now. And, we're growing every single day as a company, guys. So how much are we growing? We are actually, again, we've been doing this for 6+ years now, doing live breaks. We've sold over 90,000 pieces of sports memorabilia as well. So we have our monthly Refer a Friend program to help you guys get rewarded.
Yeah.
We have our monthly ad contest. as well for when you do win our wonderful merchandise at a fraction of the cost. You're able to flex it and get paid. The best two combinations out there. So a lot of different ways.
You have that refer a friend ticker at the top there with 10 so far in April. We usually get around the 25 to 30 mark as we've started to do this program. So how the refer a friend works, again, friend is a term that we use pretty loosely here in this particular context. Like when you refer somebody and they spend more than $100 on their first order with UA, they get $50 in store credit. You get $50 in store credit, and you get your name put into a drawing at the end of the month to win a giveaway item. And I believe the April giveaway is Bo Nix or Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin is the April giveaway. A Michael Irvin authentic helmet is the April Refer a Friend giveaway.
And with all due respect to our guy Bo Nix, Michael Irvin's the play.
Yeah.
I was going to say Michael Irvin's definitely the playmaker.
Michael Irvin is the playmaker. And I remember we did give, but one of our giveaways was Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the first Refer a Friend giveaway was Bo Nix. That's why that might have stuck in my mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Daniel Gady in the chat saying hi, Rob and Chinmay. Hey, Daniel, how's it going? Saying nice for Noonan with that Eli photo and a sweet St. Brown lid as well. Thanks for checking in, Daniel.
Yeah, nice might be underselling it, if I'll be honest with you. I think, the thing that I love most about this, about the Eli photo, man, is that, again, it's just, it's more than just an autographed picture. It's literally a piece of NFL history.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that a lot of these autos we see on current players, and we talk about the autograph value and sort of like the price points and how the autograph value is so much higher than what you're paying in the breaks, which is true, by the way. Yeah. So that's all true and good. The more fun thing for me is you're witnessing like a piece of history, right? It may be sports history. So in the broader context of all history, it might be seemingly insignificant, but it's like a piece of sports history. Like when I saw the poster, the Showtime poster with Magic and Kareem, like that's a piece of sports history that cannot necessarily be replicated if it was like a current Lakers player. Like Austin Reeves is phenomenal, Luka Dončić is great, and we would love to have those autos in the room. I've seen Austin Reeves a decent amount on Lakers jerseys, but there's something different about just the history of sports, and that I think this Eli photo falls under that history category.
I'll just say, ask any Giants fan.
That'll be tough to replicate, right?
Ask any Giants fan or any NFL historian how much they would love to have that in their home. Yeah. Don't even have to be any kind of collector.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just an amazing. If you have a Giants fan or a football fan in your life, like, please, if you have a Giants fan or an NFL fan, this is an amazing gift as well. Yeah. And that's another underrated aspect of this.
Well, I don't know if Ryan's going to be gifting this one.
That's probably a good point. I was going to say you'd have to really like that person.
We'll have to see about that. But it's more than just a standard conversation piece in your home, right? It's like a piece of NFL history that you have. In this iconic moment for this iconic team.
Confirmed
not gifting. Yep. I had a sneaky suspicion, but good to receive confirmation on that one.
I know. Well, now I'm kind of curious, and again, Ryan, I obviously don't know what your setup is like in your home, my friend. So, what's the where's this bad boy gonna go? Where's Eli gonna be set up for you, my friend? So, and he doesn't have any ill will to go against Eli Manning because he's a Lions fan. Yeah. So he's gonna hang Eli proudly. Speaking of doing things proudly, huge shout out to Eric Maston. He just got a spot in that high roller.
Okay.
To bring that down to 4.
We're halfway home in that high roller. So Eric should be getting some store credit as well, which Rob will send over your way. So yeah, we are 4 to go in that high roller. Again, Emmitt Smith Custom Speed Flex is the headliner left in that high roller, but this high roller break has 3 crates that will open up. One of them will be the Emmitt Smith. and two of them are authentic helmets. We do not know what the authentic helmets are. We do know that the Emmett Spit Speed Flex is there. We don't know what the authentics are. So even if you don't get the Emmett, you may get those authentic helmets, which again, probably will surpass that price point of $491. But we are giving some store credit, 15% discount. And if we close out that high roller, you'll be in the chase wheel spin, a separate chase wheel spin from the Weekend Warriors. So shout out to Eric for getting in that high roller.
Yeah.
And we'll see, we're halfway home. So we'll see if we can chip away a little bit more in that high roller.
Let's keep it going, guys. Again, let's just keep it moving, keep it grooving. I got another order.
Did see it. It looks like a jersey. It looks like the jerseys are sold out.
Yeah, and again, Chris right on cue every time, man. He's right on the doorstep. That jersey single did just sell out.
This time I got ahead of it.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I was going to actually say jerseys 3 to go, but then I refreshed the page. So this time I got you, Chris.
I was gonna say now he's only up 2-1.
Yeah.
So again, hey Chris, keep coming back, keep closing these out, buddy. So end zone jersey number 14.
All right.
Number 14. So I'm gonna run back one more single, and then we'll have because we have 2 spots in the quad.
Okay, we do have 2 spots in the quad bought in. Okay, cool. So we will do one more single after this one, and then it'll be quad time. So jersey single number 14. So Dustin, Tito, Jody, Cody, Michael, and Chris, you guys are in this break. So jersey number 14, give me 1 box if you are in this break. Dustin Washburn, Tito Jones, Jody Grider, Cody Metcalf, Michael Burke, and Chris Kohler in this break. If I don't see a number, I will go to the infamous wheel. Put Amon right here behind the picture a little bit. Just for now. We'll give you guys another 30 seconds or so on that box call. Otherwise, we will go to the wheel. Bob Greasy, Edgerrin James, still available as headliners in the Jersey Series. Have not seen anything from the chat, so I'm going to go to the wheel. This is a wheel of 40. 40 in the jerseys. And we are looking at box 24 in the jerseys. And we don't have 24, but we do have 26. So it'll be box 26 in the jerseys coming up here. 7 times around on the randomizer here for you guys. Dustin, Tito, Jody, Cody, Michael, and Chris. Chris Kohler, you've got the NFC North as well as the AFC East and AFC West. Dustin Washburn has got the Chris Kohler's got the AFC South and AFC East. Dustin Washburn has the AFC West. Cody Metcalf, you're in the NFC South. Tito Jones, NFC East. Michael Burke, NFC West. And Jody Grider, AFC North. Box 26. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Well, we started a bit of a headliner trend here in this noon show, and it's going to keep going because it's Bob Greasy on the Miami Dolphins aqua teal jersey, and this one is pretty cool because we got Bob Greasy here as his auto, but it's also got the 1972/17-0 inscription there as the lone undefeated NFL team so far So this is a nice jersey here with Bob Greasy, the 1972 iconic 17-0 team. That is going to be an AFC East hit, and that is going to go to our closer, Chris Kohler. Congratulations, Chris. He's cleaning up in this show.
Who else, man? I was gonna say
he's been doing some damage here. He got the double up in the earlier jersey break, and now he adds another headliner with Bob Greasy for the Dolphins. AFC East hit. Congratulations to Chris.
In the great words of Lou Brown from Major League, if you know, you know. You win this one tomorrow, and that is called a winning streak, meaning winning 3 in a row. And he has done that, as Chinmay was alluding to in the jerseys. From DeAndre Swift to Devontae Adams to Bob Greasy, that's a hell of an offense to start right there. Again, you were talking about
Pretty good trio.
Talking about Eli Manning being a piece of NFL history, of course, with the David Tyree ball and the 07 Super Bowl. That 72 inscription, funnily enough, you know, kind of connecting things here.
Yeah.
If it maybe wasn't for that David Tyree catch, that would have broken the 72 perfect season.
Yeah.
You know, so again, funny how that ends up happening. So.
And the Patriots did set the record for most wins without a loss because they had 18 wins.
Yeah.
So I think they were 18-0 going for 19-0 and then lost the Super Bowl, obviously. So the Patriots still got a record, but no one cares about it because they ended up losing the only game that they didn't really want to lose.
Kind of like the 16 Warriors. Very similar, unfortunately.
Yep, very, very similar.
Don't mean a thing without the ring.
Let's see if we can pull out some more headliners here across the break page. Do a quick refresh and see where we're at here. Still 5 to go in that Weekend Warrior single. Still 3 to go in that Weekend Warrior double. Again, we will have a Chase Wheelspin for the Weekend Warrior because we did pull one Weekend Warrior. That was the Amon-Ra St. Brown Speed Flex. So we will for sure have a Chase Wheelspin. Again, if you buy into that double and that break closes, you'll get your name in that wheel spin twice because it is a double box break. 4 to go in that high roller. Again, I'll give you guys a quick look again here at that high roller Emmitt Smith Custom Speed Flex. That is the headliner in this high roller crate that is still available. Again, you've got the customization on the back with Emmitt Smith number 22. And the best thing for me, you got all his Super Bowls, his Super Bowl championships right there on the sweet spot of that Speed Flex. And again, if you miss out on Emmitt in this break, there are still 2 other boxes that become that get opened up here, and those are authentic helmets.
Yeah.
We don't know which ones they are, but those are authentic helmets, and those are going to be worth $600 to $800 right off the bat, just not even knowing who the autograph is from. Throw in the auto and potentially headliner value, then those helmets could be worth double of what you're paying here. Not to mention, Chase Wheelspin for high roller. If it closes out, we're giving you the store credit discount regardless of whether it closes out or not. So definitely invest in that high roller if you like this Emmitt Speed Flex and the couple authentic helmets that could come along with it in this break.
And Noonan dropping into the chat saying, if a Vikings fan wins that Emmitt, I'll swap out that AP for it. So we've kind of been using this term a lot. I know that you said that your eventual 3 p.m. partner, and Rip Camelucci says it a lot. Currency.
Yep, currency.
Currency is a huge thing here at Ultimate Autographs. Currency leverage, however you'd like to, throw that verbiage around, and having something as great as that Emmitt Smith custom. Again, you're talking about a guy with a laundry list of accomplishments, the all-time rush leader, the only Dallas Cowboys MVP. Think about that. The franchise that we have referred to, maybe not all of us, but for the last almost 40 years, we've referred to the Dallas Cowboys as America's team, right? Yeah. Really ever since Jerry Jones took over. And, he's the only guy to win an MVP from that franchise.
A lot of star power has rolled through those doors in Arlington, Texas.
Crazy, man. And, again, he stands alone at the top. I'd probably say he is definitely on the Mount Rushmore. 3-time Super Bowl winners. So that has a ton of value for it. Noonan said I'd be in there already, but I went heavy on high roller the other
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Ryan's complaining too much. That Eli Manning photo will ease some of his pains on that Emmitt Smith. I will say though, on the trade point, we did have a couple people in the 9 a.m. show, a couple regulars, Jameel and Bradley Williams, come in and drop messages for trades for some of the items that they do have. I think Jameel was trying to sell his actually, but point stands that it's a great community here for trading and selling items. So even if you don't necessarily win what you want in the break room, you could always trade it for something that you do want. And we do have a really great community here that has been very good with trading and providing people with what they want and making those trades happen.
It's truthfully a community. Like at the end of the day, again, for all of your breaking needs, to just go into like the depths and the levels of how close knit this community is. I'll be honest, and I know that you can attest to this as well. When I originally got offered a position to be here almost 7 months ago now, which is kind of crazy to think about, but I never anticipated for this community to be as tight knit as it is. Again, we have fantasy leagues here during football season. We had March Madness brackets with literally people inside of the community. I'm talking about full-fledged 64 people brackets of people that are playing here in the break rooms. Bradley Williams was actually one of the guys running it, so he definitely knows what I'm talking about. It just makes it that much more fun, that much more competitive, because here's the thing. When you come into a break room, and again, I'm not poo-pooing on anybody else's, but let's say if you are on TikTok, What's Not, whatever app it is that you do other breaks on, chances are that you pop into a break room, you see something that you like, you'll buy into a spot, and again, you'll wait for it to break, you'll go back and forth through your apps, but then once it's done, what happens? You're done, sayonara, see ya. If you don't win, if you win and you stay, then you're like, okay, hey, maybe I'll test my luck here, but chances are you're probably gonna go, right? When it comes to being here, Chime, even if you don't win in a break, if you build enough camaraderie and good fortune with everybody here, like look what Noonan's doing right now. He's like, hey, whoever wins at Emmitt Smith, I got stuff I'll trade with you for. So it's like, that's like the really great thing where it's like, even if you lose, sometimes you can still end up winning if you already have a PC to trade from.
If you have that collection where you can dive into and trade for. Taking a quick look again on this break page. I haven't seen too much movement. We're still 6 to go and 7 to go in the single and quad and double of the superstar break. Still 3 to go in that weekend warrior double and 5 to go in that weekend warrior single, 4 to go in the high roller, and we just replenished those jerseys as we approach the 1:30 mark here of the 2 p.m. show. Saw that the Raptors and Cavs game was at halftime. Cleveland having the lead there. We both picked the Cavs in that first round series in our NBA playoff predictions. So that's trending decently for us here. Rob has the Cavs going all the way to the conference finals.
Correct.
I have the Cavs losing to Detroit in the second round.
Yeah, and real quick, speaking of things that we kind of have predictions and bets on, I remember our guy in the chat here, Noonan, who, by the way, said, okay, well, there you go. Forget what I was going to say. Yanks team over cash and money line is looking good. I was going to say, so I don't know what you placed on that, Rye, but I'm just saying, you take your winnings from that. You invest in one of our breaks here. I'm just saying, Rye. But he also said Bradley is also great to trade with. Got one of his best flexes from him, from sure. So he say,
placed an Eli on it.
Placed an Eli on it. So so there you go. But yeah, talking about that Cleveland and Toronto game. So that was actually by the looks of it a very, very competitive first half. So a guy like. Which, by the way, speaking of a guy we get all the time as photoed headliners, we haven't seen him in a bit. We get him on a lot of custom flexes. Myles Garrett. Sitting courtside at that game for game 1 today.
All right, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, the all-time sack leader in the NFL. Talk about a guy who's skyrocketed for his autograph skyrocketed. Myles Garrett definitely has to be one of those. Single and quad up for the jerseys when there's only 4 boxes.
Yeah, there are only 4 boxes left. So we should take down that single. That was the last single that was available. Yeah, so the quad is the only thing that's available. Thank you, Den. Thank you, Den, for catching that. So the quad is the only thing that's available in those jerseys. And again, Edgerrin James still available in those jerseys as the headliner. So Edgerrin James will still be available in that quad. And again, you could potentially quad up with AFC South because we get Texans and Oilers hits. We get plenty of Titans hits as well. And there may be some Jags. There may be some leftover Maurice Jones-Drew jerseys from when he stopped by the UA offices and signed things. So that quad could still offer double up possibilities for you guys, along with Edgerrin James, that headliner.
Yeah, no, again, there's still a lot of great things to kind of go through. I for sure want to focus on anytime that we're kind of getting towards the back half, the back nine, of any type of series like this high roller. Again, $73 off a spot to get yourself involved in that high roller. A custom speed flex is on the line in that Emmitt Smith. Again, we pushed that bad boy out of the room. Good things happen. New series come in that follow through. So again, same thing. That I feel the same way about the minis as well, right? The minis, we end up rocking those out. One of our lowest price points, Chinmay, $58 a spot. Champ Bailey and Devonta Smith, the greatest defensive back of all time, and a guy who's a former Heisman Trophy winner on a very nice looking Philadelphia Eagles mini. Practice squad, I was talking about it, man. The practice squad is one of my favorite series that we have here because it has just about everything. Jerseys, minis, reps, authentic speed flexes, covers the whole five. And if we want to get to that, got to get the minis out of the room first. So
yeah,
you got to get the minis out of the room first.
Show off this Amon-Ra a little bit. Won by Joyce in the Weekend Warriors. Still a speed flex there with Michael Strahan in that Weekend Warrior. Again, 3 to go in that Weekend Warrior double.
Yep.
Double up possibility with Steph Curry and Brett Hull. If Brett Hull is indeed on a Red Wings item. The Blues are also listed, but the Red Wings are also listed. So we'll see if Brett Hull is on the Red Wings or on the Blues in that Weekend Warrior. So where are we headed to next, folks? As we like to say, you guys determine what happens in this show. We have the merch for you, but you guys ultimately are the architects of this show. We're just about approaching 1:30 here. So let's see. It's 3 to go in that Weekend Warrior double. We will have one wheel spin for the Weekend Warrior for sure. I will, if there has not been any more spots bought into in the Weekend Warrior, I will do that wheel spin at 150.
Okay.
I will do that wheel spin at 150, and if there are spots bought in, we will extend that wheel spin time a little bit to give people a chance to get their names in. But the way that works is it's any breaks that close. So even if you bought into a spot here, the break has to close for you to be eligible to have your name in that chase wheel spin.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And again, that's another nice thing to do, kind of just extend that time. And again, another great thing about playing here at UA, chase wheel spin, baby. Another thing at the end of a show here that we have, having the opportunity for you guys, because again, I understand, especially everybody has a different financial budget that they have to listen to and obscure to. So you guys have to listen to that at the end of the day. And wouldn't it be nice to possibly, win an item and get your money back for it? So
yeah, I kind of want to see. What Happy Gilmore item is there. There's got to be a golf ball in the Happy Gilmore item.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would sure hope so. There's some conversations that would need to be had if Happy Gilmore did not have a golf ball with that. Which, by the way, speaking of those golf balls, again, huge shout out to Luke, who was a big reason for the creativity of the series that we have created for you guys. A lot of the rotations that we have, like for example, some of the new things that we're doing here at UA, we're trying to get some things in rotation. For example, every Tuesday. Because you guys love this particular series going forward, the Stash and Cash for the foreseeable future is now going to be a part of the every Tuesday rotation here at UA, just so that you guys know that out there. Again, just if there's anything that you guys like out there or any person that you want to see autographed, a specific item, as a matter of fact, we have a lot of people in our company right now that are actually out on the East Coast. There is actually a lot of signings and shows that they are collecting a lot of autographs from. We're talking about thousands and thousands of pieces of merchandise for you folks that were able to get in the room over the next coming weeks, coming months. So if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see, we'll run it up the flagpole and, see what we can get done.
Yeah. Could not have said it better myself. So we'll see where we're at here. Again, Amon-Ra, Eli Manning, the headliners on the table, but we did have Bob Greasy, Devontae Adams, Terry Bradshaw on the mini in the quarterback room come out as well. So we have been headliner hot here in this noon show.
Looking across one of the sports that we haven't talked about, but we've been getting a lot of items with this particular sport lately. How about a little MLB? Kind of just looking around the diamond. Yeah. Kind of just getting an idea of how MLB season. We're about 3 weeks, getting close to a month since the MLB season already kicked off. Look, I'm very happy with this news, and Noonan should know there's a chance that my team will not be in last place after today. Yeah. Let's go. Yankees up 5-0 on Kansas City, by the way, who a lot of people had as a sleeper pick to win the AL Central. Yeah. Who made the wild card last year, lost to the Yankees in the playoffs, ironically, last year. How about the Minnesota Twins up 2-0 against Cincinnati? Them with a winning record. Lost a lot of pitching, through with a lot of injuries. Now, you want to talk about the disappointment of all disappointments so far? And no, I'm not talking about my White Sox. You can't be disappointed in something you know that's already going to disappoint you.
You know it's going to be bad.
That defeats the purpose.
It's going to be bad.
That defeats the purpose, guys. How about the New York Mets with the second highest payroll in baseball? A 7-13 start, a 9-game losing streak, turning to their new ace in Freddie Peralta to try and stop the bleeding today at Wrigley Field.
I will say, in fairness to the Mets, and again, no excuse to lose 9 in a row in the fashion that they have, their offense has been abysmal. And a big reason for that is because Juan Soto is on IL.
That's very true. That's very true.
You can't necessarily blame them too much. Yeah. But that being said, when you have the second highest payroll, Juan Soto alone going out does not mean you then go lose 9 in a row.
Well, one of the things when it comes to that Mets ball club is that they were actually relying a lot more, I think, on the youth than people expected. Carson Bench being an everyday outfielder, Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, a lot of their top prospects who, by the way, have now had multiple years of service time, they haven't come through the way that they expected. And obviously, Pete Alonso, Pete Alonso, ooh. Not only was he a guaranteed 40 home runs a year, you know how you hit 40 home runs a year? You play every freaking day. You could pencil him in for basically 155 to 160 games a year. That is a huge, huge underrated point because your best availability is your durability when it comes to...
Best ability is availability.
Availability. Yeah. That too. Listen to him, not me. There's a reason why I'm in the producer chair today. I'm sure the Mets, poor Mets fans, man. There's a reason why low Mets is a thing. So, speaking of another, I don't want to call it necessarily a World Series hangover, but the Jays. Talk about a team that has been decimated by injuries, specifically to their starting pitching, all over the place for the Jays. They're 7-12 out of the gate so far in what's supposed to be a very competitive AL East.
Yeah. So I think the surprising thing for me is, despite some of their offensive struggles, the Dodgers have just chugged on business as usual. They are at the top of the NL West. No. But the San Diego Padres have started heating up amid an ownership change. Padres just had a change in the ownership with a record price, I believe.
Yeah, yesterday, right?
For the Padres. So it's interesting what San Diego's doing out there to potentially chase down LA. But the Padres had a very competitive series with the Dodgers, I want to say just a couple of seasons ago. Yeah. In the playoffs. So San Diego for sure believes that they are very close, if not right there, with the Dodgers and could beat them in a playoff series.
Yeah, well, this Padres team, if you want to talk about electrifying baseball, please listen to Don Orsillo on the call for the Padres. They have had 4 walk-offs so far, part of their 13 wins this year. So, like you said, they've been electrifying out of the gate. But you know what it comes down to, and again, the Dodgers, they have an embarrassment of riches. We saw it last year. They underperformed and were injury bitten in their starting rotation, and they still won 95 games.
Yeah.
They're deeper than ever. A guy like, Mookie Betts has missed basically this whole year. Shohei Ohtani has been still Shohei Ohtani, but he hasn't gotten off to that typical Ohtani-like start to the season. But yeah, San Diego has been absolutely thriving so far, clicking on all cylinders. So that'll be interesting. So Noonan just mentioned, I can only speak to what I've seen from you today, Ryan. Over here, everything's gone through on my end for the Capital One stuff. He said it's been happening for a couple of weeks. Might be them. Again, I haven't heard anything, and honestly, you would hear something from customer service.
Yeah, haven't seen anything on our end.
You've been good over here, so.
I don't think we've really had many issues in terms of payment verification on Shopify. I think Shopify has slowed down in some other aspects, but that's regarding like computer work and internet connection.
For sure.
But as far as payment details go, we've been good as far as getting payment. The credit has not been good. Yeah, that might be a Capital One thing. That might be an issue on their end. Because we've not had any issues on our end, at least that we know of. You can always reach out to customer service and see if they have a fix for you or if they're getting anything flagged. But I know on our end for sure it has not been the case.
And we all know that we have the best customer service guy in the business too, and Dave. Dave is one of one, even on weekends when he is not here. He will, as much as he might not be the happiest, but he'll do his best to reach back out as soon as he possibly can.
He won't let his frustrations be known.
No, he will not. No, I don't know how he does it, to be honest with you. Dave is one of the genuinely the nicest human beings I've ever met. So we have a great staff here at UA, guys. Without a doubt, top to bottom, top of the line crew. So I'm honestly excited. Which, by the way, I know I just mentioned this a few moments ago, dude. But if it was up to you, if you could wave your magic wand and create a series at Ultimate Autographs that you would like them at home to play in, what would you like to see?
Well, obviously, I talk about the QB room with Trevor Lawrence on the Clemson lid because I have a deep adoration for our college series that we do. So obviously, the college series matters a lot in terms of getting in the room and getting people playing in it. We're actually not as far away from college football as people think. A lot of programs are having their spring games this weekend and next week, so college football is starting to ramp up a little bit. I'd say college football is definitely one. I would probably have some sort of mixer series, right? Like the Weekend Warrior is a good mixer series between the different sports. You got hockey, basketball, baseball, as well as some good football items like this Amon-Ra St. Brown Speed Flex that we are able to mix in there. So I like the Weekend Warrior because of that ability to go across a bunch of different sports and grab some sports history from a bunch of different sports, as opposed to sticking with one. But otherwise, yeah, it's the college series, and I'll wave my magic wand and let's get a FIFA World Cup series before the World Cup starts.
There we go. No, I was gonna say it's probably one of the guesses I was expecting.
Let's
there
get a
from
soccer series, all soccer series.
All soccer, dude. I'd love that. So here, I would love to have an all sports mixer series that basically is like a player on a team that you don't remember him being on. Like keeping it close to home. Like, for example, because we get my guy Frank Thomas, the big hurt Hall of Famer for the White Sox, be like, you got him on a Oakland Athletics? Kind of like something like that. Randy Moss on a Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, the tough thing with that is getting the athletes to then sign for that obscure team that they were on, because they would likely want to sign with the team that they were remembered better with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth throwing in. It's worth throwing in a request here and there. One guy in the Weekend Warrior that is not going to be in the NBA postseason, Steph Curry, that we talked about. A guy who there's some question marks about regarding the future of the Golden State Warriors. Steve Kerr, after they got eliminated last night, said basically was asked about his future with the team and said, I don't know what's going to happen. I still love coaching. But I get it. These jobs all have an expiration date. There's a run that happens, and when the run ends, sometimes it's time for new blood and new ideas. Now, I don't think the Warriors are blowing up the roster here with Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Steve Kerr. I don't think that the Warriors are going to try to, change the coach to give Steph Curry one last shot at a championship. They still have Jimmy Butler, who should be good next year after recovering from an ACL injury. So they should have Steph, Draymond, Jimmy, and Steve Kerr next year. Now, the rest of the pieces, the peripheral pieces, who knows? And, maybe if the Milwaukee Bucks make Giannis Antetokounmpo available, Draymond Green might be, or Jimmy Butler might be a piece that gets moved for Giannis. But if I were to bet on it, I would say Steve Kerr returns to the Golden State Warriors next season. Steph Curry returns, Draymond returns, Jimmy Butler returns. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. I have honestly a lot of thoughts on that, but my thoughts don't matter right now because speaking of the Weekend Warrior, like Noonan said, we do have a Weekend Warrior double.
Okay.
So let's see if we can manifest the Steph Curry.
Cool.
Here.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Moving on Rob off to the side here.
Let's see here. Weekend Warrior double. But yeah, well, kind of leading up to this, and it's only fair because we are talking about Steph Curry. Yeah, I don't want to say cryptic comments because again, every good song must come to an end.
Sure.
Steve Kerr, one of the most accomplished coaches of all times. It happens. And again, but they've made it very clear over the years, Steph and Steve both have said they're basically locked in a unison with each other.
Yeah.
Kind of like MJ and Phil Jackson said for a while in Chicago. But, when it comes to something like that, I have an absolute, people don't understand, I don't want to say understand, but people don't really realize how poor of a job the Warriors front office has done really since COVID when it comes to providing around Steph Curry. They won in 22, but you look at that roster in 22. Again, guys overperformed at the right time. Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins having career years. Draymond Green being at the top of his game. But Klay Thompson was really a shell of himself recovering from his ACL tear. Steph Curry thankfully played the best basketball of his career in 22. But since then, I look at the draft picks that they've had. Swung and missed on James Wiseman. Swung and missed on Jonathan Kuminga. Swung and missed on Moses Moody. What in terms of...
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know that they missed on Kuminga, and I don't know that they missed on Moody. I think because Moody played minutes on the team that won in the finals, right?
He did. I don't think in terms of an impact.
Yeah, I think the development for both players has been...
Development, yeah.
The development has been less than stellar.
That's fair.
For both players.
Considering one is now on Atlanta.
Ultimately, Kuminga, they did get Porzingis out of that deal. And we'll see what the future is for Porzingis in Golden State. But, it'll be a nice conversation in the summer to have with the Warriors. But Weekend Warrior double box number 5. Go ahead and give me 2 box numbers. Jason Odins, Christopher Gonsecki, Alfredo Lisiotto, Jill Labovitz, and Ryan Noonan. And Jill on cue saying 10 and 24. 10 is available, and 24 is also available. So, Jill, thank you for those, and we will get this Weekend Warrior double underway.
Sounds good. 10 and 24.
We'll randomize these names around 7 times as per the randomizer. And again, everyone in this list will get their name in our Chase Wheel Spin for the Weekend Warrior twice. 7 times around, and here's how it'll shake out. Ryan Noonan, you've got 49ers, White Sox, League of Their Own, as well as Broncos, WWE, and Blues, potentially the Brett Hull spot there. Christopher Gonsecki, you've got the Bills, Golf, and Atlanta Hawks. Jill Labovitz has got the Giants, Boxing, and Hornets, that Mike Tyson spot, as well as the Lions, Rangers, Cubs, and Major League. Ryan, you've also got Yankees, Magic, Happy Gilmore, and Bullets. Jason Odins has got the Giants, Tigers, Music, and France, that Michael Strahan spot. And then Alfredo has got Warriors, Red Wings, Mets, and Marlins, the Steph Curry spot. And if Brett Hull is on the Red Wings, the Brett Hull spot. So 10 and 24 coming up. We don't have 24, actually. Okay, we do not have 24. So, Jill, 10 is good, but 24 is not. So we will need a second box call here. 10 is good, 24 is not. So again, Weekend Warrior, a second box call needed. Jill is saying 14. Is 14 available, Rob? It is indeed. 14 is available. Thank you, Jill. So 10 and 14 will be our boxes for this Weekend Warrior double. Thank you very much.
Let's get it.
And let's see what happens here.
Final 6 boxes after this.
Cool. So we'll start with box 10. Box 10, here we go. Weekend Warrior. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, good luck.
Well, we have a blue golf ball.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A blue golf ball. So that's going to be, let's double check the store credit here.
That is going to be, looking at the colors, red, orange, $100.
So the blue golf ball is $100 in store credit. And that is going to be headed to Alfredo Lishotto, because he's going to get a secondary headliner. It's Brett Hull on the Red Wings jersey.
Great call.
Brett Hull on the Red Wings is headed to Alfredo Lishotto along with $100 in store credit. Congratulations, Alfredo. Brett Hull on the Red Wings jersey headed your way along with a blue golf ball and $100 in store credit. I'm going to keep the golf ball in there.
How generous of you. Well, of course, this is the Master Series that goes along with the golf ball theme. So, Alfredo, he's sending you that $100 any second now. And Brett Hull, 5th all-time. Arguably the best father-son duo in sports history, not just hockey history, between Bobby and Brett Hull. Over 1,300 goals combined between those two bad boys. And not to flex it all, but a close personal friend of mine, Brett Hull. The first ever athlete that I had a chance of meeting here at UA. That was a really, really cool experience. Really nice stuff there. Alfredo said, thanks, guys. Nah, man, thank you. You know how it goes, Alfredo.
Nope. Thank you, Alfredo. Yep, you jumped in. You made it happen.
Awesome stuff, my man. So that's a very good start there. And hey, since Chinmay did call it, he said that could be a Red Wings jersey, which it is.
Possible to double up.
Could be Steph Curry now.
Possible to double up.
Could be Steph, the chef.
Box 14 to close out this Weekend Warrior double. Well, it's not the Steph, but this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It's our white golf ball.
Okay.
Which is $250 in store credit.
That plays.
So this is going to basically be a free. This is basically going to be a gift from UA to this person, right? Because it's $194 for the double, but we just sent $250. This is a nice little box collar magic for Jill Labovitz.
All right.
So Jill is going to basically get this as a gift, and you're an NBA fan.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
an NBA fan. And this guy gave everybody hope that they could be an NBA player one day. It's Muggsy Bogues on the old school Charlotte Hornets jersey.
Jill.
Muggsy Bogues headed to Jill Labovitz along with $250 in UA store credit.
Just print and coin.
The Charlotte Hornets retro jerseys are very nice.
Insane.
Very nice. And Muggsy Bogues, again, like, it's a piece of sports history, right? Like, everybody knows who Muggsy Bogues is.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily the flashiest guy, didn't put up a bunch of crazy statistics, but everybody knows because the dude literally inspired anyone who was like 5'5" or taller to say, like, you know, maybe we could play in the NBA because Muggsy did it. Muggsy Bogues headed your way, Joe, along with store credit and a white golf ball.
By the way, I'm sure Muggsy, if you're tuning in right now, would love it if you called him 5'5". He is listed on Basketball Reference 5'3", 136 pounds. The last time that I was 5'3" and 136, I was in middle school. Muggsy Bogues, unbelievable stuff. Look at all these nicknames he had. Muggsy, Muggs, Apple, Billy, the Human Press, the Human Assist. Amazing stuff, Jill. And by the way, this is a guy that 5'3", Chinmay, once averaged 11 points per game in the NBA.
Yeah.
And played 34 minutes a night in 94-95 for a winning Charlotte Hornets franchise, the best years in their franchise's history. This guy was a part of it. Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, Grandmama. He was a part of that team with the Charlotte Hornets, man. Had a super lengthy NBA career. This is amazing stuff, man. I love Muggsy. Piece of NBA history, like you said.
He gave us all a little bit of hope that we could have played NBA basketball.
I'm still holding out hope.
Rob is still holding out hope.
All these years later.
I've given up, but Rob is still holding out hope.
Just because I saw Muggsy, I got hope again.
Yeah. Awesome Weekend Warrior double, and that is 150. When I said the Weekend Warrior chase would happen, but we just did the break, so I'm gonna give the folks some time here. Because that Weekend Warrior single is still got some spots in it before we talk about potentially closing that out. So 4 to go in that Weekend Warrior single. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend the Weekend Warrior chase by a couple minutes. So I'm gonna say 153. I'm gonna say at 153 we'll do the wheel spin if there isn't more movement in that Weekend Warrior single. If there is movement in that Weekend Warrior single, then we can talk about potentially extending that chase for a little bit longer. But as of right now, we've got that one single, which had the Amon-Ra, and this one double, which had the Muggsy Bogues and the Brett Hull. Those names will be included in our chase wheel spin that will take place in a couple minutes if we do not have any more orders come through in that series. Pretty strong stuff here in this noon show after a relatively quiet morning. We've got a lot of heat here. Pretty much all headliners except for DeAndre Swift on the jersey and Muggsy Bogues on the jersey. Those are the only non-headliners that we've had here in this noon show. Otherwise, it's been all headliners. Obviously, the big-time headliners, Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Speed Flex, Eli Manning on the framed photo.
Yeah, let's close it out before the wheel spin with Jill, what she was saying. So shout out to you for extending the time as well. So
yeah, Jill is 3 spots. Jill is saying it's 3 spots to go, and that is indeed the case. So I'll push the wheel spin by a couple more minutes. So we'll now say 156. 156 for that wheel. So 156 for that wheel. Again, we see more spots come through. I'll give you guys an opportunity to get in that break, and then we can talk about the wheel spin. But Rob, 2 items here on the table, and because there are 2 items on the table, I do have to ask you to rank them in your hits of the show. Obviously, there were some other hits that we had to put away, but feel free to mention those if you want. But what are your hits of the show here for noon?
Yeah, I'll go top 3 here. I'll do both of these on the table, and then I'll sneak in my third one. I got to go with Muggsy Bogues at 3, man. Muggsy's so badass. That's such a cool hit. Shout out to Jill for that. And I'm getting herself in the chase wheel spin. Yep. So number 2, I got to go with what's in the product cam, the Amon-Ra St. Brown Custom. And just because a piece of NFL history, this is undeniable. Hopefully Noonan finds a pretty little spot to hang that up. Eli Manning, David Tyree catch, my number 1.
I agree with your 1 and 2. I don't think that there's much debate there, so I agree with the first 2. My third hit of the show is going to be a jersey as well, but it's going to be the Rams jersey that we saw on Davante Adams, the future Hall of Famer. Hopefully, he can have his ring-chasing efforts be successful this season with the Rams. I kind of like those Rams players, you know? If the Packers don't win, I want the Rams to win. I'll put it that way.
I don't know how the Packers faithful would feel about you saying that, but yeah, no, I definitely the Rams. That was such a huge. That was basically.
No, if it's Packers Rams, I'm going Packers.
Oh,
right,
for sure.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Packers and then it's Rams.
No, I was saying that. When that mega trade happened a number of years ago between Stafford and Goff swapping.
Yeah.
It's hard to say a win-win when one guy's won an MVP and a Super Bowl. But if you go back in time, the context of everything, nobody really expected anything out of Jared Goff in Detroit. A change of scenery, but the expectations were fairly low for Goff.
Which is pretty funny because he was a number 1 overall pick and played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't like this guy was a washed number 1
So
pick.
it's hard to say that's a win-win trade because it's not. But at the same time, the Lions did about as well as they could moving off of Matthew Stafford.
I think it's a win-win in the context of what you're looking at as a win, right? Like the Lions were clearly stuck with Stafford and needed to revamp that entire fan base and franchise. And Jared Goff did that. Now, they've fallen short in the playoffs with some very, very good teams, and that's just been unfortunate for them. For the Rams, they basically needed to take that next step after losing a Super Bowl with Goff, and they basically said, this is the one spot where we think we can actually upgrade.
Agreed.
And so I think it is a win-win in the context of what a win is for both teams. Now, in terms of the actual performance, the Rams probably come out on top because they have a Super Bowl and the Lions don't.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 1,000%, and that's the smartest way of putting it right there. So,
have not seen any more orders come in, so I'm going to do the Chase wheel spin right now. Rob, you got that? That list is ready. Awesome.
Yes, it is. I do have an order coming in. Douglas Skolberg did get a spot in the single.
Okay. There was a spot in the single that just came in.
Yeah, Mr. Skolberg. So now that is 2 to go.
Fair enough. It's 2 to go. I'll give it an extra couple minutes.
Fair.
I'll say 158. I'll say 158 for the wheel spin, and then we'll reassess. We'll reassess at 158. It's been a good noon show. Rob is out of here after this show. I will stick around for the 3 p.m. show with myself and Rip. I will be on the other side of the table though. Rip will jump in to the driver's seat here to carry you guys along at 3 p.m. Any plans outside of watching playoff games for you on this Saturday afternoon and evening?
I wish these were my only plans. I really do, but yeah, actually. So I'll be. I'm actually going to be going on a few house tours today. So,
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, me and the girlfriend are going on some house tours today. So yeah, it's going to be the first time that we're doing that. Truthfully, so I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited. So we got a couple of things set up for today. So
city housing.
That's what I'll be right outside of it. So not in the city, but more suburbs right outside of it. So. Looking for
exciting.
Looking for that kind of middle ground location between the cities. So
very exciting.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy the process. That's all. That's what I'll say. I'll say enjoy the process.
I'm gonna try to.
It can be very quick and easy, or it can be a bit of a headache.
What about yourself? What do you obviously outside of being on with the Rip Through coming up and Mr. Camelucci?
I'm gonna enjoy the 3 p.m. show with Rip, and then I'm gonna go home and watch the skeleton crew of the Lakers take on the Houston Rockets.
Enjoy. I'm gonna try to guess here. I'm telling you, I think Luke Kennard is gonna have he's gonna have a game tonight.
Okay.
I think Luke Kennard is gonna have a really good game. Mark my words on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's basketball. Anything is possible. So we'll see.
Haven't seen any more orders come through on that Weekend Warrior. I'm gonna refresh the page one more time, but I have not seen anything come through since that order from Mr. Skolberg, and that is indeed the case. It is still 2 to go. It is 1:59. So let's do this wheel spin, shall we? So 7 times around on the wheel spin for the Weekend Warrior Chase wheel spin. It is going to be Jill Labovitz.
Jill.
So Jill is continuing to rack up store credit with us. She got the white golf ball for $250 in store credit, and now she's going to get to the wheel, the Chase wheel spin for more store credit. So Jill, Let me know if there's a number you want to start on. Otherwise, I will start on 1, and we'll see how much more store credit is going to be headed your way here to conclude this noon show. So I'll give Jill another. Yeah, she has some time. I'll give her time. 22.
22.
Jill's saying 22.
Good old lucky number 22.
It looks 22. There we go. Yep.
Let it rip.
22. Here we go. Not great, but a nice round number. 25. $25 headed to Jill. $25 more headed to Jill in store credit after getting some nice store credit from the Weekend Warriors. So that's going to do it for the Chase Wheel Spin for this noon show. And that's going to do it for us here at noon. Rob, excellent job on the 1s and 2s as always. For Rob, I'm Chinmay. We're signing off. I'll see you again here at 3 p.m. in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. Take care, everybody. We will see you